Welcome to the Broski Dills podcast, the best podcast in all the land. It's your boy Kiko Kiko Cervantes. As always, every fucking week is your boy from San Francisco, Chef Maurice. Well, I mean, he's not from San Francisco. He's live from San Francisco. He's from South America. Yeah, that's where you reside, yes. Exactly. He's doing an investigative program where he sort of looks at what are the factors and behaviors of the urban dwellers, right? As some people like to call them, the outsiders.
The urban livers, the urban surfers. I don't know. I've seen some pretty dark shit this week.
Okay, could you give us a little update for people that might be like, hey, I want to go to San Francisco, go to the little, the bridge, the Golden Gate. Tell them about the other stuff.
Don't go to this side, the Tenderloin. Yo, that place it's not tender at all.
Oh shit.
That place is rough as fuck.
The Tenderloin sounds like a Michelin 3-star restaurant.
Restaurant, but it's
actually just, where you get really good fentanyl.
Fentanyl, yeah. The other day I was on my way home from work, so I take the little train. That's like a 45-minute fucking ride at 11 at night. Anyways, I was with my headphones on, going on my way to the train, and I see this dude on the floor, and I saw somebody in front of him with her face, because it was a woman, cover up. And then I figured out, like, as I was walking by, I'm like, all right, what is she doing? So her face was covered up because she was trying to light a pipe of that crystal.
Okay.
But the funny thing is that the guy who was behind her, was having sexual relationships with her.
Like literally, at that moment.
I saw free porn on the San Francisco streets.
That word for YouTube is horrible. So you saw romantic acts, like you saw their part while they were doing, and then at the same time that she was engaging in that encounter, she was also trying to light up. Okay, now let me just say quickly here, parentheses, horrible situation, wouldn't recommend. Now, there is a little bit to the fact that, look, I'm in a romantic encounter, and at the same time, I'm chipping my head to another state. I think that's what you did right there. You just fell in the thing. So you think that might have been like something? I mean, it makes sense that she was on another high.
Yeah. It was something I'd never seen before. I mean, I've seen the act of both things before, but never together.
Not at the same time. Yeah, that is a beautiful moment.
Yeah, it was a romantic, hopefully not a one-night stand.
Right. Hopefully this is a long-term relationship.
Hopefully they can help each other out and be better.
Okay, cool. And these are places you need to roam by because of your work. Yeah. Your work is near the Tenderloin.
The weird thing is that I've sent you a bunch of videos before of the homies waiting outside the train station. This act of love was right outside the train, so they were also surrounded by other people. It's not like they were hiding, and I just happened to see them.
So this was made more like
them and everybody else.
This was like an art exposure, maybe.
Yeah, I think that might be the best definition.
Right, like the evolution of society, and it's like a French artist.
Right.
Fabien Couteau. Here we can see how the evolution of science has, like, oh shit, yeah. We can see a crackhead is making fellatio to Felicia.
It was, I didn't see, also, I mean, I wasn't really looking for it. I want to hope a condom was used.
Right, because we always here promote safe intercourse. Always.
And, I didn't see it, but also I wasn't looking. I didn't want to look much. I saw what I needed to see, and I needed to move on.
No, but I love how where your state of mind is, where you're always like looking. What? Is something wrong?
What the fuck? something is going off, and I don't know what it is.
Okay.
I don't know if you can hear it, but
I heard something, but does this mean like an intruder is in your house or something?
no, I think
Someone
calling.
has entered the house.
Anyways, I've seen this trip that I take from my job to the train station is about a 5-minute walk, so it's not that far.
Okay.
And I've seen plenty of things, and I've been at this job for about a month.
Okay.
Last night, actually, I saw syringes going into people's bloodstream.
Okay. That's a rush.
With a dark substance.
Oh.
So
that crocodile.
Crocodile. You know what? Yeah. Perfect name though. And families go by, even though it's late. I've seen families pass by, and it's kind of harsh. It's not cool.
Aside from the fact that obviously it's very disturbing for the good citizens that are going there, are there also situations where they can even be violent to the normal people?
They could be. I mean, thankfully, I haven't seen any, and I try to be very cautious when I walk by.
It's sort of like you're playing the Walking Dead game where you're trying to like just go through each of them, sort of like, and get to your destination. Okay.
Sometimes they're like on the way of the path that I take to the train, so I have to like step over them without being too
without disturbing their high.
Right. So, in this sense, I feel like I'm intruding their space.
Like how fucked up of you, right, to disturb this man while he's taking his little nap in the afternoon in the Californian sun. I mean, who the fuck are you? This is America, the land of the free, the home of the brave. You piece of shit immigrant, get the fuck out of here.
I wish people can see that side of San Francisco so they understand what's going on. I know elections for a new mayor is going to go on in November, so I don't know. Hopefully things change. I don't know what the choices are. I'm guessing more of the same and a new more of the same, if you catch my drift. So hopefully things change and things get better, but that part is harsh.
We've discussed in this podcast before what are the simple sort of things that need to happen for this problem to be solved. A lot of these ideas I've taken from a book I read by author Michael Schellenberger. Cool name. And the book is called San Francisco. Really good read and really easy read in the sense that the writing is so, I mean, I don't know if entertaining is the word, but it's just so appealing that you just you enjoy reading it. And pretty much he tells you like how things have been done it in the Netherlands and in different countries. And pretty much what has to happen is this. Look, a lot of these people that are living in the streets, they are breaking the law, right? So in the U.S., as a citizen and any citizen in the U.S., if you're committing a crime, and also this applies pretty much to everywhere in the world that there's laws, but in the U.S., if you commit a crime, you go to jail. So they're committing a bunch of crimes. So the police have reasons to take them to jail. You defecate in the streets. You take drugs in open areas. All that is crimes. Now, I don't think that we should, do it in a fucking harsh piece of shit way either. We should give them a choice. Look, you can go to jail because you're breaking the law, and you can't be here in the streets because the streets should be safe for kids and families to roam and make a community out of it. They cannot do that if the Walking Dead is fucking, all the time. So you can go to jail, or you can go to this treatment center, right? And it's a shelter as well for you to live in. So if you want to live in the shelter, you have to follow the rules. You need to be clean. You need to do this and that. And if you don't, then you go to jail. I mean, like, that's it. Like, and that sounds harsh to some people. That shouldn't sound harsh. I mean, everyone have to wake up in the fucking morning, work, and get their money. So if some people decide to give up completely, they shouldn't be able to just get drugged up in the streets. And it's also fucked up for them. Women that live in the streets, they shouldn't. That's very dangerous for them. They should be in a shelter where there's security and rules need to be followed. And then you need to create an incentive pyramid. So how do you do that? Okay, well, look, you have a shelter, right? And you live in the shelter with a lot of people, beds in a big room. If you behave and you stay clean, then you can graduate and we'll give you a private room. Because in those terms, privacy matters. Like that's an incentive. Like, no, let me do the things I need to do so I can be in a private room, you know? I don't want to jerk off with everybody and, near me. That's not cool. If you have to do
Sharing the fluids.
You do it. But so anyways, that's the rule. That's the way to do it. And that's our talk on the urban explorers.
You know what I read somewhat recently? A lot of baseball players, we've talked a lot of baseball in the podcast, but a lot of baseball players, when they become free agents, they get to choose where they want to go and where they want to play. And San Francisco, I'm not going to lie, it's a beautiful city, but then we have these scenarios that are taking over. And I read that a lot of the free agents don't want to come to the city, mostly because of how the situation is regarding this, insecurities, and then the people the city doesn't look good, doesn't look appealing to
their families
athletes.
have to live there.
Right, and the families have to live here. The kids have to go to school, and then sometimes they might have to, pass by. So a lot of the athletes are not considering San Francisco to come even, to play here.
Yeah,
and it's kind of discouraging. And they say that is, even though the taxes are high and they have double taxes, city, state, and federal as well. So, it's that's not part of. Sometimes before they're like, all right, I don't want to go to San Francisco because it's too expensive and they take away a lot of the money. But now they're taking that out of the equation. Like, they don't even care about that. Mostly what they care now is about, how the city's looking and how it's not appealing to them anymore. And it kind of sucks because the it's quite beautiful. It has a very nice weather. It's the middle of August, or where are we? September now? It's September. And it's like 65 degrees. I don't know what's that in Celsius? 1,000?
a 1,000 paellas? Is that how you guys measure your temperature? You fucking idiot.
So it's quite nice, and then you can go to the beach. Anyways, you have a little bit of everything. But the homies in the streets, they're not making it appealing for the rich. So hopefully that changes and this city becomes what it used to be.
Well, Michael Schellenberger might run for office, so let's see. Read that guy's book it's a nice read. San Francisco. I know you have. I mean, this is just our little update on the urban dwellers, but you do have a few things that we wanted to speak about. Some topics that we're bringing here to the people. At the end of the day, I woke up this morning. I thought to myself, should I keep living? Should I blast myself? No, I was like, hey. I was thinking, hey, yo, straight up, what will make me happy? To continue bringing the sauce, the fire to the people that listen to us,
And I hope you bring the full sauce.
No, I will bring the full sauce.
Now with the shrinkflation, it's, you might be bringing half of the sauce.
Yeah, I believe that shrinkflation has made it harder to bring the sauce, especially since sometimes some places be giving you sauce, but you're like, hey, this ain't the full sauce, but you telling me it's the full sauce. So who's lying here? You feel me? You are, obviously.
I wish not.
Are you noticing this more and more, shrinkflation? Can you please explain to the
peeps,
to the
homies
in the airwaves and in the audio-visual pixels, what is shrinkflation? They might know it already, but for the people.
So some of it's package downsize, weight downsize, and then the prices just keeps going up.
Right.
And I haven't really. I mean, I've noticed it It's like all of a sudden it's like, damn, this pack of cheese used to be $3 for 10 slices. Now it's like $4 for 8 slices. And it's like, come on, bro. There's something going on.
Right.
Same
right.
with like the Doritos. We always thought about how airy it was. And the other day I actually bought like a 99-cent Doritos, and I thought it brought like 10 nachos, 10 triangles. And I was like, all right. Before it was a little bit more. I don't know how many before, but
You mean Doritos?
Doritos.
They bring 10 triangles in a bag? That's it?
Yeah, something like that now. You know how they have like the
small
99-cent bags.
I get you.
Now it's like all air, and then when you shake it before opening, it's just like a couple just like
Okay, so it's just like
around.
5 little triangles and that's it.
Yeah, and it's I think it's getting worse. Everything is getting worse. Toilet, from what I read, because we study this stuff before we talk about it.
Of course.
Toilet paper, it's a big one. They always used to say like, 200, I don't know, squares per rows. Yeah, some shit like that. And it's like, now it's like 174
now
for
talk
less money. But
talk to me about the experience. Are you feeling that cleaning your ass it's not working the same as before? Do you feel that the paper is just not doing the job as good as in the past?
Well, I've had to go to a different resource. I bought my own bidet.
Oh, your bidet.
So you put it into the toilet, plug it into the toilet, and it uses the water. It splashes your butt, and then instead of using multiple layers of paper, toilet paper, you're only using one just to kind of like dry it up.
Okay, so you just use one to sort of dry and just finish the job.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't
have to go. I don't have to go, several layers and kind of waste it.
Since you started, how long have you been doing the whole bidet thing?
It's been since I moved to San Francisco, so maybe 6 years.
All right. Since then, you pretty much just gone up the food chain, right? Like you're more like an aristocrat type thing.
Yeah, it feels. My butt feels cleaner.
Okay.
Less sensitive, less waste.
Now, is there an initial pushback because you're like receiving jets of water into your anus?
I don't think there's any pushbacks.
No,
I actually kind of like it when it goes.
Okay, so you like it. Okay, but is it
when it tickles my tingle?
Okay, but isn't there like a pushback because if it tickles my tingle, then I'm like, hey, I'm being gay right now.
Nah. It feels good.
If you're tickling your own tingle, then it's not gay.
It's good. It's not gay. It's good.
Okay, it's like if you could suck your own dick, it wouldn't be gay type shit.
Right, it wouldn't be gay. It's just
because it's your own.
It's your.
Right. Now, don't try it at home. You can't. I mean, I guess some people have done it. All right, cool. So shrinkflation is real.
What about you? Like, how big or how have you seen any shrinkflation in Spain, in Europe?
For example, here they have Popeyes, right? Chicken place. And their sauces now come in a much smaller little... They still cost the same, but they come in a smaller container.
Package.
Yeah, smaller container. I've seen this, for example, in bags of chips. Yeah, a lot of like the snacks, they're the ones that take more advantage of this, Drinks, I haven't seen it so much, but I know that it exists. In the US, I know that certain drinks, they've made them smaller. Let's see.
I put shrinkflation on Google.
But don't tell people how we do our research.
And then on the image section, they just give you like all the different shrinkflations, like all the different brands that have done this, and it's crazy. I mean,
all right, tell us, but just clarify that this is like a research that you did prior. Like it's not
Prior,
something
like,
you just Googled.
yeah,
of course.
no. I did it prior. I just pull it up so I have it ready to go,
Yeah, I mean,
and I can talk about it.
Bro. This shit is like super prepared. Okay.
You know the chocolate Toblerone?
Yeah.
That's one of the big ones because all this started because I saw a video on the TikTok, and it kind of caught my attention. I'm like, all right, I let me look through my stuff, and I also saw certain things. I like to drink the Gatorade, not because I'm gay, but because I need to be hydrated. And the Gatorade is it's one of the big brands that has made a change on their bottles. I don't know if you remember, the bottles used to be bigger, and they had like an indentation in the bottom, like some sort of like dome. I don't know what it's called. Now now the bottle's changed, and that dome or that indentation is way bigger. So they're giving you less bang for your buck.
Yeah, they're giving you more dome. That's fucked up, and that's the part that makes me sad. Because if you just real to me, if you just raise the prices because inflation is messing with you, because I understand governments print money, economy goes to shit, we're going through crisis, we're going through inflation, we're going through a lot of money printing on a global scale. We're effed, bro. We're effed. But be real to me. Allow me to compare and see prices compared to the sizes that I'm always used to. If you're sneakily taking away 75 grams on that thing, then I'm at a loss here, and you're trying to do it in a deceitful way, I might get mad and I might get revenge.
What I was going to say about the Toblerone, the triangles are smaller as well. They're thinner. What else? Some of them, they're charging the same money for less amount, and that's basically the whole deal behind this. And there are also big companies or big fast food companies that are doing this, like Burger King and McDonald's. They want to make you believe that their drinks are the same size or the same amount of fluid ounces, but it has changed.
And the thing is, they only have to change a little bit for them to save money. So then they just change the little packaging, and I've seen it now. If you go to these places and you try to get little burgers, they used to be bigger, and now they're like really super little burgers. So you have to get quite a lot of them, to do a little food intake.
I read, I don't know where I read it or I heard it, but American Airlines, the big airline company of the United States, apparently they saved a bunch of money in a year just by taking olives out of their food. I don't know if it was millions.
Yeah, I heard that.
But it's a change.
Yeah.
They're still going to charge.
They're also
you
making a shit ton of money by putting a lot more chairs in the plane and making them smaller. I can't even fit in there 'cause I'm a little fatty.
Do you have any trouble in the airlines when you sit? Like, is it too tight for you, or you're?
No,
just
I'll be honest with you. Thankfully, I'm probably right. I'm very close to the border where if I was fatter, it would be an issue.
Okay.
So it isn't an issue. I could be in a middle seat and I'll be fine. I'll be uncomfortable because I won't be able to move, right? Like I have to sit there, but that's the case for everybody. I wouldn't really have a lot of wiggle room, but it wouldn't be like I'm too big where it would be really very uncomfortable. Now, that being said, if I had the money, I would venture into the other seats that
higher classes.
Yeah, so that I can have a bit more space. We talked about this in the last podcast. A train, a lot better seats.
Because trains are more comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
More comfortable,
yeah, but
for
just
sure.
because like it's cheaper for them, so they can afford to have bigger seats. An airplane, they're trying to extend how much people they can get in there. I mean, soon enough we're gonna be just standing, and they'll tie us to the walls and shit. So
they'll make us like the little handlebars in the bus or in the train.
You think it's funny, but I'm sure that's a possibility. Like a new airline that's gonna put in, I don't know, 1,000 passengers in a plane. all tied up in hammocks and shit.
Have you seen the little Coca-Cola cans? I
Yes.
thought it was a rebranding.
Yeah, well,
You know how they're like thinner
they probably
and
did it
taller?
they probably did it as a rebranding, but also to fuck you over.
I saw that and I'm like, okay, that's a nice rebranding, but looking more into it, even one fluid ounce of difference, it changed, the money and the price on it, and then people are like, because you're right, they're selling it as rebranding, and people are taking it as such, but then once you start comparing the old cans to the new ones, you're like,
No,
where's
and
my, where's my money going?
I've seen this happen with the beers too, where they're like, "Look, this is a little smaller beer can, but it stays cool longer because you drink them faster." So,
Well, I haven't thought about that one, but that's a good strategy. That's a good strategy. Maybe we need more of that.
the worst part of it is that as a consumer, you're fucked because it is true. Like, if you drink beer in smaller containers, you drink it colder. Like at a bar, if you drink smaller beers, like, oh, get me a draft, but not the biggest one. Then, but because we want to save money, we get the bigger one, and we try to drink it as fast as possible, anyways.
Do you drink it as fast just because we want to keep it cold?
Correct.
You're a fast drinker.
I'm a fast drinker, and I also want to keep my beer cold.
We need to come up with something that bars sell or not sell. Like once you buy a drink, we can give it to you so that the drink keeps cold. Because they give it to you in a glass that might be cold from the freezer or whatever, but in 30 seconds it's going to be warm.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we really have a way of solving that problem. That's like a kind of more of like a technicality situation there where how the fuck are we gonna... I mean, there are devices where you put the glass inside a container that's super cold and it's keeping it cold.
Cozies,
Cozies, coasties, whatever. The thing is, yeah, I mean, they already exist. The other day we got some wine. We were drinking the wine, and they brought the wine and put it in a little pouch, and that pouch all around it had little bags where they put ice in it. Actually, not even ice. The pouch itself had water, and then they froze it, and then you put the thing inside the pouch, and the bottle is covered with ice all over.
Interesting.
Now, can you do that with beer and make it not like an uncomfortable situation? I guess. But I see where you're going. Baby.
We need to make the dough.
I like the way you think.
We'll get there. What else? I remember when I visited Spain last year, there was something going on with the olive oil. I don't remember if it was shortage or more expensive, basically a shrinkflation situation.
No, although related, it is not exactly the same thing. What has happened is that there has been shortages in the last few years of olives. And because of that, the price has gone up like double. So like a 1 liter bottle of extra virgin oil, which is the one that I get.
Only the extra virgin.
Yeah, some people like the virgin. I like the extra virgin oil. Right. Otherwise, I won't even touch it. So yeah. And this oil, the liter, costs 9 euros as of today in the supermarket where I go.
I wouldn't say that.
Which is like $11.
That's still not as expensive as here.
How much would that cost over there, sir?
Between $15 and $20.
Okay.
Okay. It's not cheap.
Okay.
It's not cheap. So I mean, if I was living there, coming from the US, and I see it, $11 or 9 euros, I'll be like, I'll take two.
Okay, and you probably bathe yourself with one of them.
Probably.
Yeah.
Or maybe put it in my butt when I take a shit.
Right.
So everything just...
I get it. Slides out. Maybe like a spoon of oil a day can make things. I'm pretty sure that's like a saying that the doctors say, like spoon of oil of extra olive oil a day keeps the
shit away.
Shit away. I like that. That's probably in the medical books.
I have heard actually that's like a grandma thing that if you drink oil, it's supposed like the shit is not supposed to get stuck.
I see.
I don't know if it's true. Maybe you're clogging the arteries.
No, I mean I think you have a very peculiar grandma, but I will try it.
Sure. Let me know how that goes.
I will try. Is there any other things that you wanted to discuss? Because I know that you had some fire topics, and I only want to bring fire topics to the people that listen. Some of them are right now taking a jog. Some of them are on their way to work, thinking, "Why the fuck am I doing what I'm doing? Why do I continue to endure this?" And you know why they do it?
Why?
Because of the topics that you bring.
Oh, of course.
You were gonna say?
No, I said I like when people listen to us in the middle of the jog.
Yeah, I love that. That's like the thing that gets me hard the most. Like, that gets me harder.
Maybe Susan is listening to this part. She's like, "Damn, I'm getting Kiko hard right now."
Yeah, she's like, "Let me
maybe
run
that
harder."
gets her off as well.
Right.
It's like a getting off party.
Right. It's like a getting off party. It could be a guy too. I wouldn't.
Or Ricky. Ricky in Arkansas is like, "Damn, there's two Spanish dudes."
I like it.
God damn it.
I want these two overweight Latino boys to double team peg me. Like, hey, we're all chill.
Are we overweight because of the U.S.? Because we lived here?
Probably, yeah. I mean, you still live there, so that's bad for you. I am overweight because of the legacy. Here, a lot better food, but I still did a lot of damage.
Not coming back from that shit.
Yeah. I spent a lot of time in the U.S. It's a lot of damage. Did I enjoy it? Yes.
Of course.
But the lining in my stomach probably looks like the Gaza Strip right now.
There's this is not a topic, but there's one memory that always comes to mind of you and I going to a Checkers like around 3 or 4 in the morning.
I remember that day. I remember the burger I was eating that night.
Damn.
A double bacon cheeseburger.
I remember we had like a loaded French fries with like jalapenos.
We did it all.
We're not doing good.
And Checkers,
or we're doing better now. I don't know. It depends.
Checkers was so toxic that even then, when my body was still organs were new, I remember that being something that I was like, "Fuck, this fucked up my stomach." Checkers was heavy duty.
I think it's still around, right?
Yeah, hopefully.
Still around in like the Florida, southern United States area.
Sonic's is another one that's like shady but good.
I've never been to Sonic's before.
Oh no? Okay.
No. But Checkers, no, that's you know what fucks you up the most when you have those places very close to your house. Remember that Wendy's that was very close to our house?
But I tell you, I have no regrets about my time with Wendy's. From the 2000 to 2010, Wendy's was my thing, and they had the best sales, the best little deals. $1 spicy chicken nuggets, the little chicken sandwich, the burger, everything, man. To me, I don't know how it is today, but I've always been a Wendy lover. Like that's my girl right there.
I think for
that's
most,
my favorite. It's my favorite among the ones in that line. I wouldn't put Chick-fil-A in the same group because that's higher end, and I love Chick-fil-A. But Wendy's, between, I don't want to say the names because they got to support us with money. But, between the 3 big ones, Wendy's was my favorite.
The ponytail girl. Is it ponytail? No, pigtails.
Pigtails.
142 locations.
You think that little logo of that girl is overage?
Definitely not.
No? It's not overage? All right. Never mind then.
I think...
I was going to say something, but now I won't.
I mean, you can say it. We can bleep it out.
No, I won't say it.
142 locations in Florida. Checkers.
Checkers, okay.
Yeah.
So if you live in Florida, and they're all over the state, right? Go to Checkers. It's going to be I got to say, it will be kind of like an urban experience You interpret that as you will. But you will get some nice greasy food, and you might want to take an omeprazole before. I don't know what's the equivalent in the U.S. Stomach protector, gastric protector.
I think it's the same. Omeprazole. Omeprazole. I don't know how it's called.
Omeprazole, mate. Can I have an omeprazole? I'm going to go to Checkers. Have a bunch of fucking food, mate. Yeah. The Checkers, mate. Yeah.
Well, now that you do that accent, I mean, I keep evading the topic that we have. But now that you do that accent, have you heard about the Oasis reunion? What do you think about this?
I said maybe. Yeah, I heard about it.
Do you like Oasis?
I'll be honest with you. I was never like a big follower of Oasis. But through many years, I have heard their songs, but I've never been like one of these like Oasis heads. Like, oh yeah, I know everything about this motherfucker. I knew a little. Let me finish. I knew a little bit about them, but I have come to respect their music and sort of what they did for music at the time, and the change in rock that came with. For some reason, I just felt like in Venezuela, and then when I lived in the U.S., Oasis just wasn't around me. But maybe that was just me. So, over.
We should do like the walkie-talkie. I mean, Oasis to me was whatever. Wonderwall was like the one song that everybody sang and every party always had for some reason. But what made me, I'm not a listener or a follower, I'm whatever about the reunion, but what made me kind of like get to know who they were, it's like their feud. And it's crazy to me how they're brothers and they fucking hate each other. And that to me is like, it blows my mind because, when you're growing up, you're always taught as family is your number one thing or priority. And then you hear their story and it's like, wow, that's nuts that brothers hate each other, yet they form a band and become so successful.
And I think it's even crazy. I mean, the brother part is crazier, but to me, it's even crazier that you have an union with a band where you can make billions of dollars through the span of your life. And you're throwing away because, I don't know, fucking Alien is a piece of shit. I can't remember the names. But, so
Liam and whatever.
Yeah.
So apparently their feud started when they were very young, because one of them like wanted a music, like a radio thing, and the other one just apparently peed on it in the middle of the night, and after that their relationship.
Yeah, so what is this, like the Step Brothers movie in fucking Manchester? Now where was this? Liverpool? Where are they from? Liverpool?
They're from Manchester.
Manchester, mate. Hello. You see, Liam is a fucking asshole. Man, look, if you got the ways of making so much money, figure out whatever it is, you brothers. What is it that you don't like about them? Like, what is it? Is it a split in the money part? I don't think that's an issue. You can talk about that. And then if the other stuff is like, oh, this guy, he thinks he's a little cocky, and I'm like, okay, whatever. We'll do the shows, we'll make the money, and that's it. It's like Metallica. You think Metallica, I mean, I don't know this for a fact, obviously, but you think Metallica, they're all like fucking best friends and shit? I don't know. Maybe they're not. Like, maybe they're cool with each other, but maybe they're not besties. And they're good co-workers. They've been working in this company together for many years, and they do the work very well. So, let's make this money. Metallica hasn't stopped touring, and how much money are they making? Same with Red Hot Chili Peppers. I mean, I think Red Hot, they seem like a little bit more, lovey-dovey.
The other guy's name is Noel.
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 If Noel is listening, don't think that we care more about Liam than Noel. We don't care about him.
Maybe he likes us. Have you ever seen any interviews done to them?
Maybe. He hates. No, I have listened.
Everything.
I have listened to some of it, and I have gone into like YouTube videos at times and search. So I know what's good. I don't know the reasons for like their feud, but I know that they hate each other, and I don't understand it. It's like, look, man. Now, there's a lot of memes because people are expecting that this reunion won't last. and that if you buy tickets to see them, those concerts are probably not gonna happen because I don't know. One day Liam's gonna do more cocaine than the other one would like, and then it's gonna be like, you know what? Fuck the concerts, man. I need the money. Fuck all you. And that's it.
They also did MTV Unplug, and one of them was like so fucked up that couldn't perform. So the other one showed up. He started playing the songs, and then I think it was Liam who was fucked up. He was in the rafters, like yelling stuff at his brother, like during the. It was crazy. Like those two.
Shit. Oh well, I mean, I don't know.
Along.
Well, but I mean, that's different. Like if that's a person like that, then I mean, then you don't want that person in a band. I mean, I get it. That's different. If it has to do with somebody not even being able to behave to do the work, then that's different. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I think also this feud kind of like fuels their band, right? Maybe more people follows them, and because they want to know like the cheesy stories and family feuds.
It makes it more like a character development. Like, oh look, like people like it more because they don't like each other.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Because you never see such a dysfunctional band.
Yeah.
And they're kind of very
but
famous.
I mean, but have they really made profit out of that little feud? Because how long has it been that they wrote music? 25 years?
I thought something like that.
So
I think they broke up in 2009, but they had already like broken up a couple times, and I don't know.
Did they make another album after the end of the era, after the 99s?
They made a couple more after 99, but they also went to solo careers.
But those don't count. No, I mean, those don't count for... No, I'm saying those
for
don't...
their band purposes.
Yeah. When was the last album for Oasis? I mean, I think they need to... I mean, I bet the reunion is just going to be playing the classics, which they can do forever, and that they'll make them money. But I don't think they're getting together to make music. That'll be fire.
Maybe well that's one of the theories, that they're gonna get together, tour next year, and then maybe perhaps come up with new songs. But
that'd be fine.
I don't know. It's funny because it's all over the internet how they announced that they were coming back, and I wanted to see what you were thinking. I don't know. I don't know if you were one of the 200,000 people in line to buy tickets.
No, I'm definitely not. I don't really care much about Oasis. And I care less about concerts that are going to be that huge for some reason. I'm just like, hey, chills.
It kind of sucks for people who, like you said, it's a meme, but it's also a possibility that they're just going to be like, fuck it. I fucking hate this guy and I really don't want to be back.
Yeah.
But so like they released a bunch of pictures after they announced this. And apparently the photographer and the people who were there said that they were getting along together quite fine and they're joking around. So maybe it does happen. I just wanted to...
Maybe good things do happen, right? Let's see. That would be amazing. We do need a renaissance of the good ones, you know? And Oasis, whatever you might think about one guy or the other, like they make great music and they made amazing classics that changed rock music. And the more we have of these type of people, you know, like Foo Fighters and, you know, the ones that are left that are still making real music, then yeah, all power to them. So,
and maybe
gonna be the one I say.
Out of the top of your head, do you remember like a feud where like the lead singer and I don't know the guitarist the guitarist didn't get along, and then something like a feud like this? I don't remember out of the top of my head.
I know. For example, Red Hot Chili Peppers. I don't know if you can call it a feud, but it is a very interesting dynamics where the main guitarist, John Frusciante, is also a solo. He also makes solo music. He's like an amazing musician, and he's also very psychedelic. That's how I would describe him. So there's times where he's like, "Hey, look, I'm out of the band for, you know, until new notice. Like, I gotta, I don't know, talk to God or whatever the fuck." And then they get a new guitarist, you know, and like the guy's good, they do well for 5 years, and then now recently, John Frusciante came back, and he's like, "Oh, okay, so the guitarist You're good, bro. Bye. I'm back. So I wouldn't call that a feud, but it is a bit of an understanding where, like, hey, at times I'm gonna be absent because I'm gonna be soul searching or whatever.
I wish that a lot of jobs could do that. Maybe at my job I could be like, I just want to do a trip with the elephant. I don't know.
Yeah, right now I want to go to India and really find myself. You know, go to one of those little stands where they serve food in a very unhygienic way, and see what happens.
4 years later, you just come back to work like nothing happened.
Hey guys, what's up?
Remember me?
Remember me?
I don't know. I feel like the topic that we had is might be too political.
How so?
To what we were talking about. I don't know. It's just going into politics. Something that Mr. Trump said.
Well, what's up? Tell us. We'll talk about it. People understand that we are in no political affiliation, that we don't have any stance, and that
the only stance we have
is democracy.
Right. And anything that goes against what's going on in the motherland.
Venezuela.
Right.
Oh, okay. So, and we don't have any political standing aside from...
Fuck the cummies.
Aside from hoping that Trump wins. All right, so go.
I thought it was funny or interesting that Mr. Trump...
Go on.
In a little interview that he did, a question and answers, said that the government should pay for IVF. And if the government doesn't pay for it, then they'll mandate insurances to do so. IVF, in vitro fertilization, for people or families who can't have kids the normal way. I don't know if that's right, but I think it's a nice comment that he had. In vitro is not cheap. It's quite expensive, actually. I think it's like $20,000 to $25,000, maybe $30,000 each round. So if the first round doesn't work, then you have to pay again for it to keep trying.
Right. Okay.
And I think it's a comment that in this, it's part of the politics. It's part of trying to reach for people. I understand that. I hope it comes true if he becomes president, which seems like he's...
I'm not going to go into detail of what I like and don't like about the guy. Given the current situation, he's the lesser of the evils, and I do hope that he wins. It does seem like he's going to win. But this policy I don't agree with, but it's because I don't agree with any policy where the government is paying for things. Like, the government shouldn't be paying for things like that. Like, the government should be having the lowest taxes possible so that people can get as much money from their salaries and they can decide what to pay to do what. Not everybody has in vitro, so, it's not fair. Like, you're giving help to some and not to others. I understand you're not able to have kids. That's messed up. But that's not everybody's fault.
Well, and also, if it's paid by the government or the insurance, then it's open for everyone.
Yeah, but not everybody needs it. Only the people that have issues with having a baby need it. So if your insurance pays it, that's different. But not the government. The government, I don't think, should pay for these things. It's like
if the government pays for it, it's basically taking it out of your taxes.
Right, but the taxes are paid by everybody. So that's the part that I don't. I mean, first of all, I would like taxes to be as low as possible, and anything that's taxable should be things that we all enjoy. So you tax me for the police, for the firefighters, to keep the city clean. That benefits us all. Now the rest we should pay by our own pocket. Even the health, we could have the health for the basic things. But I think in vitro, or if you want to, for example, get plastic surgery, for aesthetics, cosmetic surgery. The government shouldn't pay for that. You should pay for that because you're the one that want to, get them large boobies.
Imagine if Trump is just paying for big titties.
That's the thing that I was going to ask you. Maybe this is his way into... Now, the justification from what you read is that he thinks that this will sort of help people have more kids, right?
Right.
And the reason they want people to have more kids is because we need a lot of kids in the future to pay for all of the taxes and all the debt that the countries have. And this is happening everywhere in the world. Here they also push, have a lot of kids, because those kids eventually will work and pay for pensions and pay for taxes. Now, what's fucked about it is that, yeah, have kids, but then you have kids that cost money. You have to spend a lot of money to have kids. So yeah, I think people should make decisions if they want to have kids. You shouldn't have a kid because you're getting a help from the government for it. Now in vitro, I understand it's fucked up. Mothers that are having difficulty having kids, it's a hard situation and it's very frustrating, especially as you get closer to 40. But one thing that I can recommend, if your partner can be somebody that works as a construction worker, he probably has really good pregnancy powers.
He's very fertile.
Fertile.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Like, I understand what you're saying. So I'm not going to go against that. But also, I've met people who has done the IVF. And it's like I said, it's not cheap. And it's hard when you pay the first fee and the thing doesn't attach. Fetus, I don't know, the egg doesn't attach. So, and then you have to try again, pay the next fee. And there are people who really want families.
Right.
So this is something that I understand. I mean, people, they want to do their thing. They want to have their families, pay for future taxes, as you said.
No, but I get you.
It's also something that is really going on everywhere, where people or the new generation don't want to have kids because it's quite expensive to have a kid. I have one. I can tell you that.
I can tell you.
I can tell you firsthand how it is.
So in general, I just think, if your insurance offers it, that's different, but government shouldn't be paying for this, just like it shouldn't be paying for any other thing. It should cover the basic things. That's what I think. But that's just to show you how you can sort of want some guy to win, but not necessarily agree with everything he says. And that's not the only thing I don't agree with a guy, but I think it's better than the other stuff that's available. So, but I'm not a voter anyways. You are. You will vote. And the vote is secret.
What am I voting for?
Well, I won't force you and I won't pressure you because I understand that the vote is secret. So don't worry about that. But yeah, who you voting for? No,
who should I vote for?
When you're ready for it, you can share it with us. But I do want you to feel that you shouldn't feel bad for either way. Like, it shouldn't be shameful. It's like, hey, this is what I think would be better for the country given the circumstances, and that's it. That doesn't make me bad or good, regardless of which one you choose. So I will get my feet wet in this. Some people that listen to the podcast, we're not political, but, I'm happy to share these things. My politics is just one side of me. But if I was to be able to vote, I would vote for Trump because I just think it's the best option at the moment.
At the end of the day, somebody's going to become president, so...
Yeah, what the fuck are you saying? That's not even an answer. That's
even
like a
if you don't vote.
That's like a perfect politician answer.
Somebody's going to become president.
Look, at the end of the day, guys, we're still going to have to wake up, go to work, and so forget about it. It's cool,
I kind of want... I just want Trump to win so I can see more of this.
He will be doing a lot of these if he wins. But anyways, that's cool.
He was hanging out with Anuel.
Oh, yeah, that was weird, too. I don't agree with that. I don't support any of that weird-ass stuff. But, hey, anyways, that's cool, Now, this that I'm saying is one thing. Endorsing a politician, like going up there with him, I would never do that to neither side. I just don't think that's...
But you, as an artist, are endorsing one of the candidates. You don't have to be fucking Oasis.
I'm not up there with him in the podium. I'm saying
but
I would vote. I'm just saying I would vote for him. If that's an endorsement, I guess I am endorsing him, but very lightly.
It's funny how people in this city think so different than maybe us think. I understand we're not we're all different and we have different thoughts. But here in San Francisco, people are very vocal about Trump and about the Republicans and how they really want Kamala Harris to win. And it's interesting. And it's an interesting thought. And also, with everything that's going on in Venezuela, I've heard a lot of Americans, Venezuelans explaining Venezuelan to me or to Venezuelans in general. And I think that's what's like pushing me back. Like, I don't want to what are you fucking talking about?
But what are you saying? People from one side of the aisle are doing this?
A lot of left, far left, are talking about like Venezuela's and how Maduro is like
good guy,
okay. And how whoever thinks opposite of him is just like extreme
right, yeah,
extreme right. So it's funny how like an African American from New York is trying to explain to Venezuelans how Venezuela work, and I think that's where.
Okay, so that's where you sort of disconnected with you, and you're like, hey, wait, let me think about this. Yeah.
Oh no, the cutting the power is completely right. What?
You heard people? You heard shit like that?
Yeah, well, not that in a specific, but more like how the elections were not rigged, how there's not really a shortage of food or gas or essentials, or
but I think, I don't know, maybe some of these people are sort of paid, to say shit like that.
I do think that a lot of those people are paid, and I don't know if you remember when this like worldwide how do you call it, marcha, like the
like the manifestations worldwide, sort of calling for the checking of the acts and making
acts,
the receipts.
So at the same time in New York was like a very far left kind of a communist group doing the same thing, and it was like, what, why? And it was like 10 people who had no idea where the fuck Venezuela was or what the fuck was going on. So that's where you think where people are starting to get paid and made to do this and make little noise that gets into Twitter or Instagram, and it just gets around and people think it's more common than normal.
It's outrageous. But anyways, soon Chef Maurice will disclose who will disclose who he will vote for.
I thought you were asking me to come.
You could also. It is
come to Spain. That's what I meant.
It is a safe space to do so. Male fragility is at an all-time high, and we need to make sure that we stay afloat. If you feel like right now you need to release tension, I think the people in the podcast will be happy to accompany you to do so.
I think that's what I'll do after we finish.
No, do it now. All right, we'll end with that. Chef Maurice, directly from San Francisco, jizzing in front of you. Take care. Peace.